did, and we were a little bit nervous about the weather, but the weather seems to be going well.
Yes, it is absolutely gorgeous, sunny, warm skies here in Ottawa today. We have managed to chase away the clouds, and we're going to be making our own rainbows all day long.
I love it. I love it. And I want to remind everybody, of course, we have a fabulous lineup today, and remind everybody that for the next hour, we're going to be providing lots of great entertainment through the Capital Pride Parade, and remind you that the parade is taking place on the unceded and unsurrendered land of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. We are grateful for this opportunity to be on this land and broadcast today with the Algonquin people that have been here for centuries. And I'm really excited to introduce the third P&R pod today, and that is the one and only Heather Williams from CHEZ 106. Heather, what's happening where you are?
Wow. Well, the anticipation is building for the parade already. So many people are sitting, waiting to see the colorful people, the gorgeous floats. I got a free Pride bracelet because that's what Pride is about, community hanging out and celebrating what's important.
Well, that's fantastic. And we know that while we get ready for all of those beautiful floats to come down Elgin Street, we're situated at Elgin and Sparks today. We know we're going to swing around right in front of Parliament Hill onto Wellington today. While we get all those floats assembled, I wanted to share with you about something that took place a little bit earlier this week. We know Pride Week in the nation's capital kicked off at Ottawa City Hall with Mayor Mark Sutcliffe, where the official Pride flag was raised, and Mayor Mark Sutcliffe was on hand to help in that flag rising, along with a number of other council members, including Ariel Troster, representing Somerset Ward. The mayor also gave a proclamation to Callie Metler, of course, the executive director of Capital Pride Parade, declaring this week Ottawa Pride Week. And we both spoke with the mayor and Callie about what Pride Week means in the capital.
You've been taught your whole life to be small.
Those milestones were not achieved without a lot of pain and without the great leadership of so many trailblazers in our community. And we need to also recognize the fact that we're seeing a pushback against a lot of that progress in many parts of the world and in some parts of Canada. And we need to make sure that Ottawa remains a place where everyone feels safe, everyone feels supported, everyone feels part of the community.
Pride is important because it reminds us that we have not always had the rights and the privileges that we have today. And in this shifting political landscape, we're seeing the clawback of a lot of those rights and privileges. So I think Pride is becoming even more necessary in the last couple of years. And we're just going to continue to make sure that we are here, we're queer, we're loud, and we're proud, and people know about us so that we don't see our rights continually rolled back like we're seeing happen south of the border.
Capital Pride Week, of course, has been taking place since 1989. Of course, I'm here with the wonderful Cyril Cinder, and it's gotten bigger every single year. The event has a few challenges during its existence, but highlights of this year's festivities included a number of sporting events, of course, discussions on LGBTQ issues, a rainbow party, the annual Pride pageant, which we'll talk about a little bit later, a family picnic, and, of course, the Capital Pride Parade happening today. There were over 50 community events. I feel like you were at all 50. Does it just
feel like
that
I was
way?
in all 50 too?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pride is an absolute marathon for drag artists like myself. Yeah. It is the time of year in which we are just every single day out, fully painted, wigs, costumes, ready to go. Yeah. And so it is a marathon, but it is a marathon that you have to spend the whole time sprinting.
Right. I love it. And I just I've been watching socials, and I'm like, there's my friend Cyril again. So it's wonderful to see all of that. We know that we're getting ready, of course, for all of those great floats to be floating down Elgin Street, and to also head on to Wellington, which we love it. We've done this before.
Yes, we have.
So we're veterans. But for people that are just joining us, what do you think we can expect today?
We can expect so many colorful costumes, so many fabulous floats, different organizations that do different work in the community, showing up to communicate their message of solidarity and support with the 2S LGBTQA+ community. community of Ottawa, making sure that everybody who comes here, who watches the parade, who enjoys the festivities, knows that their organization will be a safe place for them, as well as just people to show their best and most fabulous outfits.
Yes.
I know people who plan for months about what they are going to wear in the parade, so I am most excited for the fashion today.
Well, and I got to tell you, every time I come, I'm like, I always wear my pride jacket,
Right.
But I always know you're going to look like 15 times better than I do, and I'm like I've settled on it. It's all good with me.
Listen, 10 years of practice as a drag king at this point.
Yes, you've got it down.
I've got 2.5 hours in the makeup chair.
Oh, my heavens. Oh, my heavens. Okay, that sounds great. We know that obviously there's lots happening today. We're waiting for the parade to arrive. We wanted to give you a bit more of a context regarding that pride flag raising ceremony that took place last Monday at Ottawa City Hall. We're going to head to a little bit of that footage now.
So I'm going to invite Callie to join me now as I read this proclamation. Whereas diversity of sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression represent a positive contribution to society and is therefore a matter of pride and celebration. And whereas the residents of Ottawa will be celebrating Capital Pride Festival Week from August 16th to 24th, 2025. And whereas all members of the 2S LGBTQIA+ community are entitled to live with pride, safely, freely, and openly free of homophobia, transphobia, misogyny, violence, and all forms of discrimination at the intersection of race, gender, ethnicity, religion, ability, and socioeconomic class. And whereas everyone who is a member or supports these diverse communities of Ottawa is encouraged to help organize and to participate in Pride celebrations while honoring Pride's historic roots as a protest in the struggle for 2S LGBTQIA+ rights. Therefore, I, Mark Sutcliffe, Mayor of the City of Ottawa, do hereby proclaim August 16th to 24th, 2025, Capital Pride Festival Week in Ottawa. Ariel, maybe you can join us for this presentation.
It's an honor to stand here with you today as we raise the Pride flag over our city to mark the beginning of the 2025 Capital Pride Festival. This moment is always powerful. It's a reminder that our community is here, we are visible, and we are proud. Pride is not just a festival. It's a living expression of our community. And our theme this year, We Are the Village, is a statement about who we are and how we have survived. Together. When we say we are the village, we are affirming that none of us are alone. And that is especially important right now. Across Canada and around the world, 2S LGBTQ+ rights are under attack. We're seeing a rise in hate, in division, and in attempts to roll back hard-won progress. But here's the truth. We are stronger when we're together. When we stand shoulder to shoulder, when we show up for each other, when we refuse to be silent, we can't be ignored. Throughout this week, Capital Pride will be a space of celebration, advocacy, and education. We're going to be showcasing the talent and creativity of queer and trans artists, honoring the activists who continue to fight for justice, and creating opportunities for dialogue, learning, and connection. So as we raise the flag today, let it be a symbol of our resilience, our joy, and our determination to keep pushing forward. Let it remind us that Pride began as a protest and it continues as a movement. We are the village, we are powerful, and we are proud. Happy Pride.
And we're back here, of course, 2025 Capital Pride Parade, and I'm Sam Laprade, and I'm here with the one and only Cyril Cinder, who has been very busy this week.
Yes.
What was your week like? Tell me all about it.
An absolute sprint. I mean, Thursday, I had a private booking with the Children's Aid Society to perform for some of the foster parents, the staff, the kids in care, and then hosted the National Capital Pride pageant.
Amazing.
For I think third or fourth year in a row. Yeah. And then I was performing with Jeunesse Idem on Friday night. Yesterday, Saturday, I had story time in the park and then got to take in the drag spectacular on the main stage. And then today I'm here with you for the lovely parade. And now after this, I'm going to be hosting the post-parade Dragapalooza on the main stage and performing as well.
It never stops for you, and it never stops for the one and only Heather Williams. Heather, where are you at?
I'm here with a Pride volunteer, Antonia, actually, and she is taking some time to enjoy the parade. And I wanted to ask you, the theme this year is We Are the Village. What does Pride mean to you, especially as a volunteer?
I started volunteering at the behest of a friend who said we need volunteers who aren't just part of the community but are allies to the community, because we're all in this together. So for me, it takes a village. We Are the Village is about everyone coming together to support love is love, and to make everyone feel accepted and included, and to know that they are valued members of our community. So I'm here enjoying the parade for now. My volunteer shift starts right after the parade. I am filled with just joy and love at Pride. I mean, how can you not? Look at the colors, look at the costumes, just the spirit that everyone comes out. The signs cause me to tear up. If your mom doesn't love you, I will. Come, I'll give you a hug. Like, it's just an outpouring of love. Why wouldn't anyone not want to be a part of this?
Can I have a mom hug?
Yes.
Love that.
There we go. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sam.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's really what today's all about. And volunteers are so important. It wouldn't happen.
It would not happen without the dedication and support of the so many volunteers who make a festival like this possible, give their hours, all the way from the people who are high school students getting their volunteer hours, their mandatory 40 hours, up to grandparents, great-grandparents who are showing up and making this event possible. And Heather mentioned something really important, which is this year's theme for Capital Pride, We Are the Village. And to me, that is an important reference because Ottawa doesn't really have a quote-unquote gay village anymore. Bank Street is considered our historic gay village. Okay. If you've ever been on one of the walking tours of Queer Ottawa history from Ferry Cowboy Tours with Morgan Mercury, he can teach you all about the queer history of Ottawa. Absolutely fabulous drag king. But it isn't so much a living village in the same sense. But it's still important to recognize that queer people live in Ottawa. Ottawa is a city full of 2S LGBTQA+ people, and that village exists wherever we are, wherever we gather, and wherever we are committed to being in community with one another.
I love it. I love that. That's beautiful. We are a village, and I'm heading to one of my village residents right now. That's the one and only Heather Williams.
So we have so many wonderful people out here. I'm seeing wonderful costumes already, and I'm here with Bertha Small. What organization are you with, Bertha?
Médecins Sans Frontières, or Doctors Without Borders.
And why is Pride important to celebrate for you?
It's important because it is a major health concern around the world. People who are not the straight conviction are mistreated and sometimes even murdered around the world. In many places we see this in our mission, so we have realized that it's very important for us to spread the word and to show that we are committed to supporting the Pride community everywhere that it exists.
Healthcare is very important anywhere. Back to you, Sam.
It's interesting, Heather, and it's so important that we had that discussion today. And we know, Cyril, there's no two ways about it. Today is about fun. Today is about celebrating. But underlining that, it is about the safety of people in the LGBTQ community. Talk to me a little bit about the underlining significance of a day like today.
It's absolutely something that we cannot take for granted. As our interviewee was just speaking about 2S LGBTQA+ healthcare is such an important issue. Many medications and different health conditions have not been studied within the queer community and how they might impact them differently. For example, trans folks who are on gender-affirming hormones, there is little to minimal research on some of the interactions that those might have with other medications, even though these medications have been given out regularly to cisgender people since the 70s. And so we don't always have this data, and we don't always have the ability to trust that we are going to be safe. We still face discrimination in the workplace. We still face discrimination in housing. We are seeing attacks on marriage equality and the freedom of gender expression and identity within this country and beyond. And so this is not just an opportunity to have fun and have a party. Even though in a world where we are taught to minimize and criticize and hate ourselves for who we are, an act of radical self-love and engaging in a party like this is something that is still political and inherent to that movement, because in a world that says, hey, no, don't be like that, saying, hey, I'm here and I love myself is still a very radical, powerful thing to do. It's important that it extends beyond this day to the other 364 days of the year, to that advocacy, to that allyship, so that it does become something in the future that we get to take for granted, that we can just be here, be queer, everybody else can get used to it.
Yeah, and it's so important because I think, when I think about that, what you just talked about, that this is an everyday issue.
Every day.
This is not just June and one week in August. This is about living authentically every single day of the year.
Absolutely. Even in a city like Ottawa, which is a very safe city for 2S LGBT people for the most part, I've still, had people shout things out of their car while I was just walking down the street, whether I was in drag or holding hands with my wife. People have shouted slurs, and that's in the last couple of months that's happened. And so it is unfortunately a reality that 2S LGBTQA plus people are living still today. I think a lot of people maybe don't realize how present that still is, and that's why an event like Pride is so especially important, that we all come together, that we stand in solidarity, that we stand in community, and that we know that no one who faces that will face it alone.
And alone today is certainly not the word. We are tons of people down here, of course, celebrating 2025 Capitol Pride Parade, and I love the fact that there may be someone here today that it is their very first Capitol Pride. And, you and I have been here for years, but for someone that's attending for the very first time, there may be a lot of emotions for them today. Talk to me a little bit about maybe people you've come in contact with that are celebrating maybe for the very first time.
It can be a really emotional experience, to see something. Often when you come to Pride for the first time, it's not the first time you've ever thought about coming to Pride. You've often thought about it before, but not necessarily felt like it was something that you could do or something that you should do. And so when you do break through that hesitation, that uncertainty for the first time and come to Pride and are able to take part in it, it can be a very emotional experience. People can feel very vulnerable. And I think that's one of the wonderful things as a drag artist, is I wind up being one of those safe people for people to have those feelings with.
Yes,
and
you're a very comforting, loving person, and I'm so glad they have someone like you to go to. I've got some good news.
Yes.
The parade is starting.
Yes.
I'm so excited. So we're starting with lots of different people today, but I wanted to talk a little bit about our Grand Marshal.
Yes. Miss Patience Plush, our Grand Marshal, who is a local Black and Indigenous producer, burlesque performer, drag show producer, advocate, activist, has spoken on a lot of issues, especially BIPOC inclusion within the 2S LGBTQA plus community, talks a lot about advocacy for the cause for Palestine and supporting many different causes that are important to the 2S LGBTQA plus community here locally in Ottawa. It is an absolute thrill to have Miss Patience Plush as our Grand Marshal this year, and I can hear the crowd getting electric as the parade is starting.
It's so funny. Whenever I think about a Grand Marshal, I always picture them that they're going to be in a vehicle, but she's walking. Like down the street, looking absolutely gorgeous, which is wonderful. We know we have lots of others that are coming this way as well. We know we've got the Queer Bike Club of Ottawa. Minwashin Lodge is coming down as well. Wabano, such an important organization, right, of course, on Montreal Road there. helping the Indigenous community, the Indigenous people. It would be important for them to be here today. We see Ottawa Police, of course, leading the parade today, but it's wonderful to get us kicked off today and on such a gorgeous day.
Yes. And as you can see, the different people who are moving through the crowd, their different causes, giving out little freebies to the crowd, free bracelets, just, coming together in an energy of love and community and support. It says love right on the front of the car.
I love that. And we know the school boards really get involved as well. How important is it for the school boards to be represented here today?
Well, so often the school is the place, the first experience a child really has outside of their family of origin. That's where they meet their first friends, where they meet a lot of the adults in their lives that they will be able to look up to and see as mentors and guardians, people that they'll be able to trust. And so to know that their school is going to be a safe place, that they're going to be able to learn about different identities within that school, that they can, be exposed to some of the things that, their parents might not quite know how to have that conversation with them. But that's the point. Teachers are supposed to teach. And we also need to teach about the different kind of people that live within our community and that we will continue to interact with throughout our entire lives.
Well, and I think it's so important as well, to think about someone going to school, knowing that they're going to be accepted at school. They see their school board represented here as well, which is a really important piece as well. So that's a really crucial part of the parade today is really that acceptance piece. I love the fact that the school boards are kicking us off today as well. We have over 100 different floats today, and Heather Williams is checking out all of these floats. Heather, what are you seeing?
Right now, the parade has begun, and just like you were saying earlier, for some people, this is their very first Pride. In fact, I have baby's first Pride here with Shaylin and Graham. What is your baby's name?
Odette.
What a beautiful name. And why is it important for you to have Pride a part of your child's life?
I mean, we're not sure what her sexuality or her orientation is going to be. She's just a little baby right now. We know that we would support her in however she decides to become her own person. And we have a lot of friends that are part of the community, so it's just really important for us to kind of demonstrate those values to her and show her that we'll support her no matter what from the start.
I'm going to cry.
Yeah, I think 100% that. We're going to love her no matter who she is, and we feel that should be a privilege provided to everyone. So, we're here to support that. So,
anything to add, Odette? I think she's really just conserving her energy for the rest of the parade. Back to you, Sam.
I love it. We're conserving our energy, too, here as well. I'm here with Cyril Cinder, of course, and we're seeing the floats come by, and just even the people around us are decked out.
Oh, yes.
They put time into their costumes as well today.
Well, you got to dress up to show up to a parade.
For
Sam.
sure.
I mean, as have you. You are decked out in your rainbows. Yes. You are ready for the occasion, and I love it.
Of course. It's wonderful to be able to see everybody here today, and we know safety is number one concern as well today for the parade organizers here at Capitol Pride. We know that there's people watching to make sure that everyone is nice and safe today, which is obviously really important. We've got lots of different groups coming up. We know Pride Capital Volleyball, Ottawa Pride Hockey, and the Softball League, the Ottawa Queer Softball League. They're all coming around as well. So these are groups that some people may only be finding out about today. That's another benefit of the parade.
That's one of the things, so many of these groups that I have not known about until I saw the March in the Parade for the first time. It's something where you just get to sort of say, hey, we're here, and anybody who's interested, you can be a part of our group too. Sport is not always something that's inclusive for us LGBTQA plus people. I think sport is especially an area where we're seeing a lot of attacks on the participation, especially of transgender women in sport. When, everybody should have the ability to fairly and safely and joyously participate in sport.
Yes.
Something as fundamental as the ability to play a game with other people.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
And so these kinds of queer softball leagues and rugby leagues and all these different sports, if there's a sport, there's a queer league for it, and you can join it.
I love it. I love that. And it's all about inclusivity. And today as well, I'm noticing the AIDS Committee of Ottawa is here. And we often think about AIDS being an issue in the 80s and the 90s, but the reality is this is something still prevalent in our community and something we still need to be raising awareness about and still supporting. Is this another opportunity for them to maybe, just show what they're doing today in the community and the impact that they're having?
Yeah, and especially to advocate for people to have a greater understanding of what does it mean to be someone who is seropositive or HIV positive in 2025. We now have such strong and effective medications for the treatment of HIV that somebody who is on an appropriate regimen of their medications can become undetectable. So if they take an HIV test, they won't test positive. And when you are undetectable, you also can no longer transmit HIV. Undetectable equals untransmittable. It's a campaign called You Equals You. It's something I think a lot of people don't necessarily know about right now. And at Pride, when we have the AIDS Committee of Ottawa here sharing about what their knowledge is, their experiences, they're able to speak to that community about how they continue to support that community and bust a lot of the stigma that still exists about this condition today.
It's amazing to see how many people are here today and learning, just like you. I'm learning from you today. It's so important to have this opportunity, and I think once again, the weather is cooperating today. We looked all week. We thought it was going to rain today. It didn't rain, thank heavens.
Thank goodness.
And we're obviously this opportunity to be able to hear all of the sights and the sounds and participate today in everything to do with Pride. We know the groups that are here today. City of Ottawa is going to be represented. CHEZ here today. Lots of different organizations in our city that are really wanting to show that they're supporting people in our community as well, that are from the Pride community.
And the different causes that community supports. We can see in the shots of the crowd here, there's lots of watermelons, there's lots of Pride Was a Protest t-shirts, there's a lot of keffiyehs, these different issues that are important to the queer community and who they are using this opportunity to advocate for something that is, rooted in the human rights organization roots of Pride as an organization. Pride started as a protest. Pride started as illegal action. People were arrested for taking part in Pride protests, and that was not that long ago. That is something that has happened in the lifetimes of many people who are still alive today, people who are still marching in the parade today. And so people using this opportunity to advocate for the things that they feel are important, that they believe in, this is the platform to do that when it is especially an issue of human rights.
Absolutely, 100%. And we think back, to the first Pride Parade here in the capital. I mean, that really wasn't that long ago.
No, it wasn't.
When you think about it, it was 1989. Should I tell you how old I was? I was 18. So that gives you a sense of how old I am, and gives you a sense of that was in my lifetime.
Exactly.
Right? So I'm hoping, like someone like my daughter who's 17 now, she just has always heard about Pride and always, they participated in activities in school and how important that is. We saw that little baby earlier.
Yes.
And so, how they're going to grow up is very different than how many of us grew up in the 70s and 80s.
Exactly. And recognizing that even, the LGBT purge was something that did not end until after Pride had started here as an organization. It didn't end until the 90s, and it was only stopped by a court injunction here in Ottawa, where most of the victims of the purge lived. People who were working for the federal government, people who were in the federal service, the foreign service, the military, the Coast Guard, who were investigated, interviewed, often very invasively so, and removed from their jobs just for being to LGBTQA+ or suspected of being queer. And so that is the legacy on which we take every single step today. Everybody marches upon that legacy and ensures that, something like that will never happen here again in this city.
And we're celebrating today.
Exactly.
Today is about celebrating, and we're seeing so many people participating, all ages, all groups, diversity.
Yeah.
That's what today is all about.
Absolutely. Again, the rainbows not only on the flags and in the outfits, but also in all of our hearts and in the mosaic of what makes Canada such a beautiful country, and Ottawa such a beautiful, diverse city filled with different people, with different lived experiences, and different lives that they lead, and yet we have this cause that unites us here together today.
Yeah, so beautiful. And we know that we're seeing some school buses now rolling by. They're filled with lots of Pride today.
Yes, the OCDSB, Ottawa Carleton Public District School Board.
Yep, they're represented today, and we know as well we have the French board here as well, and they're represented as well today. And we know Max Ottawa is going to be coming down the way here in a little bit, along with Kind Space and 10 Oaks.
Yes.
I know a little bit about 10 Oaks. They're doing incredible work.
10 Oaks runs a camp for 2S LGBTQA plus youth. They also run a lot of programming for parents to support parents who may be, we're all doing this thing for the first time.
I was just thinking that,
parenting a queer child is, has other layers of challenge to it, and people looking for resources. 10 Oaks is there for them. It's an absolutely incredible thing, and the opportunity for kids to go to camp together and know that they're not going to stand out in a way that is seen as something to be criticized. So they're going to, find their people there is always such a wonderful thing. And Kind Space provides a very similar service, lots of different community groups and events that they run. A space. I myself was able to host an event at Kind Space just a couple of months ago for free.
Yeah.
They donate the space to the community. Whoever needs it, so long as you respect the space, gets to use the space. It's something so valuable. And Max Ottawa also helps with a lot of education. They're especially dedicated to supporting men who have sex with men. So whether that's around party and play or HIV prevention or PrEP, safe sex, it is something that is so important to have. And they also are really big advocates for 2S LGBTQA+ mental health.
Right.
Specialized mental health services for the queer community, because and this is something, in my life I know a lot about. I work in the mental health field when I'm not looking quite this fabulous. Still pretty fabulous, though.
I bet.
It is very important to have that specialized care, because without it, things can get missed. And when things get missed, that's when people can get hurt.
100%. Heather Williams is working hard for us today as well at the 2025 Capital Pride Parade. Heather, who are you chatting with?
I'm here with Steve. He is the husband of a teacher with OCDSB here, handing out stickers, doing his part in the parade here. And the theme this year is We Are the Village. Why is that an important theme to celebrate?
I think Pride is always important to celebrate. This year especially with our geopolitical climate. I love it that Canada stands forward and says we have pride in everyone. Everyone belongs.
Exactly. So I won't keep you from your sticker handing outing duty here. Thank you so much for chatting with us. Back to you, Sam.
That's an important job, handing out those stickers.
Extremely.
And I love that usually I get all my family involved too in anything I'm doing. I'm sure you're the same way, Cyril, getting your family involved. And this is all about organizations being represented today, but people do this on their own time. This is something they come down and they want to be a part of. They want to show that their organization is participating in Capital Pride. They're here to show the community what services they offer in many cases. In many cases, it's just to show that they're a safe place. Can we talk about the word safe for a second? Because, I see in June particularly, the flags go up on maybe a window, that they're pride friendly. But we've talked about this idea of 365 days of the year.
Yes.
And we've talked about this safe environment. When you say Ottawa is, not always, unfortunately, but primarily a safe place for people in the community, for the LGBTQ community, what are you referring to when you say safe?
I do mean it, I think, in some very top of mind ways, in that in Canada we do have some protections for 2S LGBTQA plus people into the law. We have the right to express ourselves in our gender identity and our gender expression. And so there are laws to protect us, but safety is also something that has to be embodied in other ways, in those little ways of showing up, in making sure that someone has a safe place to use the bathroom, where no one's going to challenge them or kick them out or any of those other things. So it's
a great point.
It's a complicated thing. It's something we can definitely talk more about, but I do think that Heather has somebody to chat with more.
Heather, what are you heading to do? Who are you chatting with?
Well, we are enjoying the music right now. I'm with Adam from Max Ottawa Community Health. Yeah. Sorry, there's just so much fun happening here. Now, Max, why is Pride Pride important, and how does it make a difference?
It's so important for our community to have visibility, to come together, to have an opportunity to celebrate, to be together, but also to advocate and talk about the issues that are impacting us, because we have queer and trans rights across Canada and around the world are under attack, and it's important for us to say that we're not going back in the closet, we're not going anywhere, and we're going to show up and turn out and make sure that we're visible.
Hey, showing up for each other is what Pride is all about.
Exactly.
Back to you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Heather. I love hearing that, and of course we've talked about health, the importance of that. Another group that's going to be joining us in a couple of minutes, heading down the path, of course, here on Elgin, turning left onto Wellington, is the Ottawa Senior Pride Network. Now, I've had a chance to interview George from this group for many, many years. He always just makes my heart so happy, because he speaks about a time where he wasn't safe, as we just spoke about. He wasn't welcomed. He couldn't live his authentic life. And now this seniors group is there supporting the community and an opportunity to feel that group love, that opportunity to feel connected to other people in your community.
Yes. I mean, we just celebrated 20 years of marriage equality in Canada this year. Right? 20 years is not a very long time. I remember when marriage equality became accessible within Canada. And so does everybody who's working with the Senior Pride Network. And so these people who are our queer elders is a term that we use in the community a lot, who are so deserving of that respect, who have been through it in order to express their authentic selves, who didn't have necessarily the same supports, the same opportunities. And so they have so much to teach us. And I also just want to quickly say, rest in power, Renee, a queer elder within the community who we lost recently, who's also a fabulous drag queen. There was a memorial at the Lookout Bar just recently for him and to celebrate his legacy. And so it's so important that we make sure that our elders are not forgotten in our celebrations of our community.
Absolutely. Beautifully said, Cyril. And we're sitting, of course, the NAC is to our back, but they are front and center in the parade as well today. Some of these costumes are amazing.
Yes, we're looking at She Biscuit and Peter Packer and Annie Elation, who are in the back of the truck there with Max Ottawa, some fabulous drag artists.
I love that. And we'll talk about the NAC in a second, but Heather has chatted with somebody, and we want to hear all about it. Heather.
Hi, I'm here with Kimani from the 10O Projects. What is 10O Project?
So the 10Oaks Project is a small-based charity here in Ottawa that provides camps and programs to children, youth, and families from queer communities, queer identities, and queer families.
Why is it important to have these types of projects accessible to youth?
Our programs are truly life-saving. We've been around for about 20 years, and we are one of the few camps of our kind, because not only do we serve children and youth who identify as queer trans, but we also serve the children of queer and trans parents. They're actually the genesis of our organization, and they're often left out of conversations when people talk about queer and trans communities.
And hey, you get to meet like individuals who can have a story to share that maybe you'll find a similar experience with.
Exactly. Our programs not only offer space for recreation, but space for community building. We give access to gender gear. We also have supports for families. For example, our program, Families in Transition, it is for the parents and caregivers of trans youth, so they can understand how to better support their trans youth. They can also build community and know that they're not alone in the struggles that they're going through.
And that's what this year's theme is all about. We are the village. We are not alone. Back to you, Sam.
We are the village, that's for sure. Thanks so much, Heather. And she seems to be chatting with all the cool people today.
Exactly.
She's done a great job of making sure that we chatted with as many people as we can here on the parade route. It is the Capital Pride Parade 2025. I'm here with Cyril Cinder. And Cyril, we know, I just mentioned the NAC is here today. They do incredible programming. I walked through there today. They have beautiful visuals in the lobby for people to learn more about Pride. They had lots of different activities this week. How important is it that an organization as big as the NAC is really seen front and center, on stage, if you will, for Capital Pride?
It is so important. It's such a historic institution, such a fabulous stage. So many icons have walked across that stage, and I'm proud to be one of them. But
of course you are. Yeah.
But to be able to have events like the Capital Pride pageant at the NAC and As you mentioned, right now the NAC is currently hosting the Canadian Human Rights Museum's Lovers in a Dangerous Time exhibit, which is about the 2S LGBTQA+ purge in Canada, which again was this campaign that occurred for over 40 years in which 2S LGBTQA+ people were systemically removed from all roles within the public service because they were thought to be a threat to the public good, that they could be blackmailed and spill secrets, and therefore if you were a queer person in the public service, that was dangerous and you would be removed, which was unfair, unjust discrimination, was eventually ended via a court order in the 1990s. And so for the NAC to give access to this exhibit, which otherwise you can really only see it when it's in Winnipeg or traveling around, so it's something that anybody can now see for free. They don't have to pay an admission ticket to get into the museum to be able to see it. It's incredible to have this nod to our different 2S LGBTQA+ artists and our history and the things that we continue to experience growing pains from even today.
And we know the music today is fantastic.
Absolutely.
I feel bad chatting over it because it's so wonderful. Of course, there's the AIDS Committee of Ottawa, which we spoke about. Lots of volunteers out today. And the engagement with the audience as well is so great. Lots of hugs being given out today.
Absolutely. Hugs, flags, bracelets, stickers, bubbles, glitter, and sequins.
Yeah,
Everybody's going to be going home with just a little bit of extra glitter. It stays with you. It looks like a little gentle memory for the rest of your life.
I'm hoping. I got a few hugs, so I'm hoping some of that stuck to me as well. And people have really put a lot into their floats today. We have a boat literally floating down Elgin today.
A boat on the back of a trailer
brilliant.
full of people in Speedos dancing on it. They're from Out at Camp, which is a group that does camping trips for the 2S LGBTQA+ community.
I love that. I love that. And I don't know how. So we've got people on rollerblades. I've got to be honest with you. That would be the last thing I could do because I am not. I am not equipped with the old rollerblade patience to be able to do that. But you know, people have really come out today and wanted to show what they're all about today. Heather's finding some fantastic people to chat with today. Heather Williams, who are you chatting with?
I'm chatting with Ottawa Community Health, and health is so important as a part of Pride, but how important is it?
Yeah, at Community Center, it's all about our health, and they are very concerned about us, about our health and everything. So I think it's a good idea to be in the community because the community cares about us, and you know, for us to come here down from our country is something that we know we are saved about. So,
and also just in general, making sure that your health is in tip-top shape is so important as well.
100%.
And when you are out here having fun, you got to make sure that you are protected and safe, right? Thank you. Back to you, Sam.
That's wonderful. We're watching the Pride Capital volleyball actually play volleyball on Elgin Street. That has to be a first, Cyril. I don't know.
Oh,
if
I've
that's
seen it
in
years prior.
I
But
love it.
We've also got
it.
Capital Rainbow Refuge here on the screen. They're one of a few different organizations that specialize in bringing 2S LGBTQ+ refugees here to Canada so that they can have a safe place to call home. Unfortunately, it is still illegal to be 2S LGBTQ+ in many countries around the world. It's illegal to be transgender. It can be illegal to be engaged in a same-sex relationship. And until that changes, Canada should be continuing to open its borders, open its doors to people who can contribute and be a part of our community and find safety here among us, and maybe even a little volleyball too.
I love it, and so important, of course, to recognize all of these important organizations that are here today. And it's not lost on me that as the parade, you know, passes us, turns left onto Wellington, that we are in the heart of Parliament. We are in the heart of Parliament, and this is a really important opportunity for our city to be able to recognize that, but for the whole country to know how safe Canada is for this important Pride Parade today.
Yes, it is. And it is something that, you know, just got a little bit of candy thrown our way. It is something that is so important, and it spans so far beyond just one day. You know, we were talking about allyship earlier, and I think one of the important things to understand is that ally, it doesn't really work very well as a noun. It's got to be a verb. It's got to be something that you are doing, not just something that you kind of decide that you are. And so 365 days a year, not just during the parade, it's something that you've got to make happen and be something that you can embody to celebrate this community. Oh, Caligula giving us the moves.
Oh my heavens. Wow, that's
Former
impressive.
Mixed Capital Pride.
How, I don't know how he's walking in those heels, but it's very impressive.
They are all very accustomed to our feet being battered and bruised and brutalized across a Pride weekend.
I'm so glad they have a co-host for this, because when I'm blowing kisses, you're able to, take up the broadcast.
I can do all the gabbing while you do all the schmoozing, and then when you're doing the gabbing, I get to schmooze.
I was going to say, you're blowing kisses too. I see it. I multitasking. Lots of people that we know walking by, which is a lot of fun. We know Ottawa U is here today.
Yes.
We know the University of Ottawa representing today is another important step for education being represented today. How important is it for the university to be here today?
Again, university is such a foundational time in so many young people's lives. It's their first time leaving home for many university students, and knowing that they're going to have a safe community to go to is so important. And I think university is where I learned a lot about myself, about who I wanted to be in my life, and got to meet more people and see a little bit of myself reflected back in their eyes. And those experiences were so important and foundational, and I'm glad that they could happen in a place where that was safe and celebrated.
I love that you shared that. Thank you so much. And you're so good about just sharing a little bit about you too, which I love that you're open to doing that.
I love talking about me.
I love it too. Franco Queer is going to be coming up as well. We talked about the National Arts Centre. 222 Theatre is going to be represented as well today. And we know Youth Services Bureau as well here today. Lots of youth organizations. And I don't think we can say it enough how important it is for youth to feel supported at a time where they're trying to figure stuff out.
And our youth are our most vulnerable members of the 2S LGBTQ+ community. They are most vulnerable to suffering in silence, suffering with their mental health. I mean, I imagine, it's been a while for both of us since we were teenagers, but I can remember just how intense everything felt when I was a teenager. And this is no different at this time in our lives. And knowing that if they were going through something, maybe suffering in silence or feeling shame for who they are, it just makes it all the more difficult. And so making sure that we show up for our youth every single day, whose existences are so often the target of legislation, who are limited in the ways that they can express themselves.
Sure.
It is important that we remember that children are people, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
They are not just extensions of their parents, and they might be different from them as well.
Beautifully said. Heather Williams, where are we finding you right now?
Well, even the pooches are all decked out for Pride. I'm here with Lisa and Nancy from Capital Rainbow Refuge. Why is Pride important for you?
It's so important not only to celebrate, but to recognize all of the gains that we have attained. Our organization sponsors and supports people from around the world. We're like 70 countries where it's illegal to have a Pride Day. And for many people here that are in our group, it's the first Pride they've ever experienced.
That's amazing. And what's their experience been like so far?
I don't know. Nancy, what do you think of the experience of some of the people participating?
It's just that they get to live their authentic self when arriving here. So it's such a beautiful experience for them to, after having so many difficult days, being able to love freely and live freely, basically.
Live loud and live proud. We are here at Capital Pride. Back to you, Sam.
Oh, Heather's just doing a fantastic job capturing really the essence of today and talking about those important issues. Once again, we've talked about this is all about celebrating, but we know that this is not every country that will allow this type of celebrating today.
And not every city. I think it was Edmonton just had their first Pride Parade just the other day for the first time in 7 years.
Wow.
There had not been Pride. And so to have a Pride Parade in all the different cities in Canada is so important so that our community has the opportunity to come together, big or small.
I like it. 222 Theatre represented there as well. We know that Voyager Council Scouts Canada is going to be represented here as well today. Lots of different organizations and lots of great costumes. And we know people are decked out. I don't think you could buy a rainbow umbrella in this day today.
Oh, no, I think they're all
out.
sold out at this
They're
point.
all sold out. I think we were thinking it might be rain today, but we got full sunshine.
Lots of fans that you can still purchase, though, down at the community fair all along Bank Street. There are so many different local 2S LGBTQA plus vendors selling their wares. You get fans with different slogans.
Love
you
that.
can get floral arrangements, art, apparel, so many different things that you can check out from local artisans there, as well as a lot of information. Different organizations like Scouts Canada who are recruiting the Girl Guides. So if you have any questions about what it might be, come on down to Bank Street today and check that out.
Love that. And we know people have worked on their dance routines as well.
Yes.
We're seeing some of that take
from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
So they have worked hard getting ready for today. And how do they choose? We were talking about Ms. Patience Plush a little bit earlier today. How is the Grand Marshal chosen every year?
The Grand Marshal and the honored group in Capital Pride Parade are chosen by the Board of Directors of Capital Pride, but you have to be nominated by the community in order to be considered for the honor of being recognized as the Grand Marshal. And so that's something that tends to happen in the springtime. There's a call for submissions. Who would we like to see honored this year? And the community really rallies behind some of the folks that they think should be considered. And I know I've thrown a couple of names in the hat myself.
I love that. Yeah, no, it's wonderful. Heather is busy. We're keeping her hopping today. Heather, who are you chatting with?
I'm here with Robert. He is a Pride alumni. Now, you've been to many a Pride, you've said, but what do you think of this Pride so far, and why is Pride important to you, Robert?
Well, it's just important to stay in touch with the community, being involved in it in my younger years through the bars and restaurants. I have a family outside of my own, and it just allows me to kind of feel a sense of freedom, run into some old school connections, and just enjoy the day. And this year, there just seems to be a magnetic energy. And I'm with a girlfriend and her 7-year-old daughter who needed to have me take her to the Rainbow Parade. So here we are, just absolutely loving it.
Truly embodying this year's theme of We Are the Village. We are all here together and we are all in it together. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you so much, Heather. And Cyril, I just have to warn you, sometimes I feel like I want to start to sing along with the music.
Oh,
You've
you know
got
the
to
feeling.
nudge me when that happens. Do not
It's
let me
okay.
do that.
You can lip sync. You can be like a proper drag queen and lip sync with the rest of us.
Perfect. I love it. I don't know if you saw the sign. There was a lady that put a sign up and said, "Old, not dead, out since 1976. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Someone that is sharing that sentiment today, how important it is people authentically live their true selves, and that is what today is all about. We have lots of other floats today. There has to be close to 200 floats today. It is incredible.
Oh, yes.
Girl Guides of Canada is coming up, and of course, we're with Rogers TV Ottawa today.
Yes, we
We're so
are.
proud to be. And Rogers is going to be here as well today. Very proud to be here today. We're proud to be part of this broadcast. Of course, I host a show on Rogers Television every single week. But when they get me in the field and I get to hang out with you, it definitely is a proud moment for all of us at Rogers today to be here as well. How did you first get involved with being part of our broadcast?
I was invited to take part from Capital Pride. I believe that they were contacted and asked who might be a good fit for this little broadcast here, and they knew that I had experience in radio and live broadcast. And that does, honestly, if you are ever looking for an artist, a performer, for somebody to connect with in the community, and you're not quite sure who might be a good fit for your cause, your organization, reach out to Capital Pride. They are extremely well connected. They know everybody. They know who's good at what and who's got what skill set, and so they can hook you up. But I've been doing this with you, Sam, for the last couple of years.
Yes, it's been a lot of fun.
Absolute honor to be able to take part in showcasing many of these wonderful organizations that participate in the parade and all the wonderful people people who come together.
For sure. We're seeing lots of families here today as well, with little ones. We see families out here really celebrating as well. And I think it's all about inclusivity in the community. We're seeing a little bit of a standstill right now in terms of that, but the families are actually enjoying it because they're getting that firsthand look at what's happening for Pride Parade, and
you get to hear a whole song play out.
I know,
the parade
exactly.
pauses for a little bit.
Whitney Houston, I don't know if she's ever been blaring like that in front of Parliament Hill before, but it's great to see that. We've got a little bit of Shania now, and yeah, it's wonderful.
It's a different parade route this year.
It is, yes.
This is, I believe, the parade's first year going, at least in recent memory, going in front of Parliament Hill, down Wellington Street like this. Normally we're going up Kent Street, and so a little bit of a different route. Yeah. Some folks kind of maybe had to adjust from their usual viewing spots that they have. But
even you and I had to make sure we knew where we were going.
We had to make sure we knew where we were going this morning. But
100%.
People finding lots of lovely tall trees and green spaces and sit down. Others are just letting themselves bake. But it's worth it for this fabulous view of community and support today.
And we know that there's so many groups out here today. LCBO is going to be here today. Ottawa Catholic Teachers as well is going to be here as well today. Capital Pups is going to be here. I'm anxious to see that one. The Westin Ottawa is going to be here as well, along with the Alt Hotel.
Yes.
And I would think that there would be a bit of an economic bump for the city when we have this kind of big event in our city. People coming from outside of the city to participate in a wonderful day in Ottawa.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're not that far out from Toronto, and Toronto is the largest attendance of any Pride Parade, Pride Festival in the world.
Wow, I had no idea.
And we're not in competition with them because we are in completely different months.
Exactly.
And so lots of people come to Ottawa just to see the parade, just to be a part of the festivities. It absolutely is something that supports the city.
Absolutely. We know we're in Ottawa right now because Heather Williams is here from CHEZ 106. Heather, who are you chatting with?
I'm here with Luke from the National Arts Center. Just had to double check there. And we have Rocky Horror happening right behind us in the parade. Why is Pride important for the arts and for you?
I mean, it's all about gathering as a community, right? And finding a place where you belong. I think for me personally, Pride is so important, so meaningful to see a group of people here who believe in me and I believe in them. And often in the world, especially right now, it's like very difficult to find that. So Pride gives a great opportunity for that. For the arts specifically, there's such a good mesh, right? Like the arts are all about the same thing, finding a place where you belong, finding community. So it's a really beautiful blend.
It's a great way to express yourself in so many ways and find yourself in a way.
Absolutely it is. Yeah, you discover so much about yourself through the arts and through Pride.
Amen to that. I can, yes, yeah, absolutely. Back to you, Sam.
Lots of high fives there for Heather today. Finding themselves and finding community is such a beautiful way to phrase a day like today. And we know that, of course, the Pride community is full and out here today representing so many different people. And we know people are experiencing Pride. Maybe this is their 20th parade. Maybe it's their first parade. We're seeing people so excited about their costumes and about what they're representing today, and it's just wonderful to have them out here today. We know we're going to see the City of Ottawa in a little bit come along, and we know that Big Brothers Big Sisters, Family Services Ottawa are going to be here today. Many of these organizations have really important programs that run 365 days of the year, but today they get to tell people why they're here.
Exactly. They get to celebrate. And if you're at home watching us right now, watching this fabulous party and thinking, you know, maybe next year, maybe I should go. You should. You should come. You should come join the festivities, join the party, come down to the Pride Parade. All are welcome, and we'd love to see you there.
And it's the same date every year. It's always the second last Sunday in August.
Sunday in August, end of August, because it lines up with the We Demand rally, which was the first rally for gay rights in 1971 here in Ottawa. I believe it was August 27th, 1971.
Wow, beautiful. And that's why I love you. You've got such a wonderful, warm some rich history about the Pride community and about what it means here in Ottawa.
Been doing my studying.
I can see that. It's very impressive. But we've got the backdrop of Parliament Hill and the Chateau Laurier and the War Memorial. We've got the NAC. We're at the beautiful, right at Spark Street, which has got its own wonderful rich history. But being right in the heart of Ottawa, literally, is such an important opportunity for people to really feel like they've been seen, for people to share their sentiments. And we know there's people along the route today that brought their pups with them, and they're really making a day of it.
Yes, many four-legged friends, some decked out in rainbows, and some just having some fabulous little leashes. We got the four-legged pups and the two-legged pups, and that's what makes it Pride.
Absolutely. And we have my friend who's got two legs, and that's Heather, who we love, Heather Williams from CHEZ 106. Who do you have, Heather?
I have to admit, Sam, yes, I am a different kind of animal here, out here on during Pride Parade especially. I'm here with Eric with a K. Who are you wearing? Who are you representing today?
I'm actually here with Jeunesse Idem. I'm the executive director for our nonprofit organization for queer youth from 7 to 35, here to celebrate out and proud.
And why is Pride important for your organization?
I think for the past couple of years, it's even more important because we do have to celebrate our gain, everything that we won over the years, our battles. But looking at what's going on in the world, I think we have to be afraid of what we have to make sure that we keep it, especially here in Canada. So we want to make sure that we remember what we fought for and what they fought for, so we can grow all together as human beings, regardless of our differences.
The battle continues, but with a smile and with rainbows. Back to you, Sam.
Well, you've always got that signature smile, Heather Williams. CHEZ 106, of course, out here today. Heather representing beautifully today. Lots of different groups as well today that we're seeing, and we're going to be seeing them a little bit later in the parade, but we'll give them a bit of a shout out. Michael's Arts and Crafts are here today. As well as Shepherds of Good Hope is here, First United Church. And, I think if you go back to probably 1989, to think that a church would be participating in the Pride Parade probably was something that was just a dream at one point.
Probably. And, it is so important that our religious leaders show up for us as well, that they make it clear their support and where it is a safe people of faith to come, to celebrate, to be together, and, that knowing that the religious institutions is not necessarily one where they must face rejection, even if it is so often something that people can associate with the trauma of rejection as a queer person, that it's not something that has to be inherently that way. And there are many leaders within the community from many different faiths who are here at the parade today to make sure that the 2S LGBTQA plus community knows that they are welcome and safe within their parish.
Beautifully said. Rogers is approaching as well. We know that we're going a little bit slow here on the parade route, but Rogers is just around the corner, and we're going to have an opportunity to speak with a couple of representatives from Rogers, and Heather can chat with them now. Take it away, Heather.
Yes, I am here with our head of media, Colette. Say hi.
Hey, hi everybody, happy Pride.
And Stud Muffin and Nav here, but actually corporate affairs. Hello.
Hello, happy Pride everyone.
Now, Rogers has always been a strong supporter of Pride. Why is it important that Rogers continues to support an important organization like Pride?
Because we are all about including everyone on our team. We want to be inclusive, we want to celebrate, we want to share the love, because it's all about love.
Yeah, this is about our community. It's about making sure that people can celebrate their diversity and come together to do it. And what a fabulous turnout today.
I believe this parade is bigger than last year as well. So, I mean, that just means more love to give, right?
More love to give, exactly.
And why is Pride important to you?
Exactly for that reason, that it's about loving, about expressing that everyone is equal, and that there's nothing wrong with just wanting to love.
For me, it's always about belonging. When you come out here and you see everyone, you feel like you belong. And I think that's such a powerful message for the community to send, especially the young people who are going through a lot of challenges. And I'm so delighted that Rogers is stepping up in a big way to effectively communicate that message.
Well, I believe that Rogers is very in line with these messages as well. So they are also a part of this community as much as we are, right? Back to you, Sam.
So much, Heather, and say hello to our friend Colette, of course. It's wonderful to see the president of Rogers Sports and Media out here today. That really means a lot to me as someone that works at Rogers, that Colette would take time out of her day and, of course, to be here. It really is something that Rogers does on an ongoing basis is provide that community and that opportunity for belonging. And there's all sorts of events that happen regarding Pride throughout the year, and it just makes me very, very proud. And I'm an ally, as you know, and Cyril. And you know, when I work for an organization that is that open about Pride, you know, just not the 1 month as we talked about in June and this week in August. I think when people are looking for places to work, this is something that they look at.
Absolutely. Certainly something that's been involved for me. I mean, not every workplace would be supportive of having a drag king, and so I'm also glad that Rogers includes drag artists in the broadcast.
Beautifully said.
Heather's got more people to chat with.
We're going to go over to you, Heather. What's happening there?
I'm standing here with Stars, the director and Frankenfurter of the Rocky Horror Show. Very much a queer-forward movie, show, and what does Pride mean to you, and why is it important to celebrate it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, coming from a theater group, we know all about creating community and safe communities, and so that's really what Pride is. It's about showing up, showing out, and being there for your community. Obviously, as I said, as a theater group, we know what community means to each other, and we're always there to support each other. So I think this is just one of the ways that we can really give back to the community, by singing our little songs and being there with the people, and just to be in it and to experience that joy, that queer joy that we all know and love. So.
And why is it important for you as the director to do a very queer-focused show like the Rocky Horror Show?
Well, much like Pride, it's riot, it's punk, it's everything that is about being yourself and letting your freak flag fly no matter what happens or what people say, especially in the world right now. We really need the positivity and radiance that just is being yourself and who you are authentically. And I think that what the show represents and what Pride represents.
I absolutely love what you said. Positivity and radiance. That is exactly what Pride and the people of Pride embody. So thank you so much, and back to you, Sam.
And that's exactly what you embody too, Heather. Heather's always so positive, which I love. And Cyril as well, such a positive person.
I do my best.
I love that so much. I'm embarrassed to tell you that I have never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
You've never seen Rocky Horror, Sam?
I feel like I'm admitting it to you.
We might have to take away that ally card.
No, please don't. But yeah, I feel like I'm inspired now to do that.
Yes. It's a classic.
Yes.
Tim Curry, as always, an absolute icon. It looks like our parade is getting rolling again here, so it'll just be making its way to the back so that people can start moving forward once again, and we can see even more of the fabulous organizations who have come to join us today.
And we're expecting Nokia to be coming up here in a little bit, along with the LCBO, as we mentioned, Ottawa Catholic Teachers, University of Ottawa Pride Center, Probe Ottawa, and Ottawa Knights and other fetish groups. So lots of different groups out here today as well represented. Sometimes people collaborate and put a float in as well, and that's all about community, isn't it?
Yes, and being into an education-focused, king-positive, inclusive community, never forgetting who were the first people who really showed up for the 2S LGBTQI+ community and made sure that we had a safe place to express ourselves, and they continue to be so important in their inclusion today.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Couldn't agree more. I think we're going to be taking a short break. We're going to come back to you with Cyril Cinder, Heather Williams, and myself, Sam Laprade. We're here at 2025 Capital Pride.
This is Ben Weiss of the Historical Society of Ottawa. Join us for a new series here on Rogers TV, where we explore Ottawa's fascinating history, the people, places, and events that shape the city we live in today. Join us as we go time traveling exclusively on Rogers TV.
I never thought I'd know that feeling. To be in love. Because for us, it was a crime. Someone had to respond to the tabloids. So I wrote letters, challenging every misconception about homosexuality. 9 homes, 7 dogs, 47 years together, and still not spouses under the law. So we took our fight to the Supreme Court.
Jim Egan and Jack Nesbitt await a verdict on their fight for spousal rights.
Hello. We lost our case, but we made a difference.
As a result of Jim Egan's case, the Supreme Court ruled that sexual orientation is protected under the Charter of Rights, a landmark victory for the LGBTQ2 community.
Are you a passionate content creator ready to expand your audience reach? Do you have unique stories, captivating hobbies, or special interests that deserve a spotlight? Rogers TV is here to amplify your voice within the community. We offer you the platform to broadcast your content to a wider audience. And the best part, it's completely free. Don't miss this opportunity to share your vision and engage with viewers. Find out how Rogers TV can transform your content journey today.
Are back here at Capital Pride, of course, in 2025. I'm here with the wonderful Cyril Cinder, and Heather Williams is joining us on the street as well. A great team. We have to give a shout out to this team today.
Absolutely.
Putting this all together. The three of us get to be in front of the camera, but there is a crew working very hard.
Standing in the blazing hot sun.
Yes, behind the scenes, working very hard today to make sure our production goes off without a hitch. So it's wonderful, and thanks to all of the crew that are helping out today. It really does take a village.
It
See what I did there?
It
is a village, of course, that is our theme. It takes a village to...
We are the village.
We are the village. It takes a village to put on this incredible production today, as well as this beautiful Pride Parade. It even took the heavens above setting the beautiful weather today. Cyril, when you think about this week, and maybe, you've experienced something that has been negative, but you think about this week and you think about what this stands for. Does it erase what happens? Does it allow things to feel like not everyone is negative, that there is so much positivity and love in this city?
I feel that these moments of positivity and resilience and acceptance, they help you build the resources that you need in order to endure those harder moments, those more negative moments, the moments where you do face that direct rejection or prejudice, because if that is the thing that happens every day, then that's death by 1,000 cuts. But when there are these moments like Pride where we come together, where we're celebrated, where we are all able to be one beautiful, loving, supportive community, that is the thing that helps keep you fueled throughout the rest of the year. These little moments of authenticity that tell you that you are okay just as you are. And if anyone tries to tell you different, well, you can remember this moment and the feeling that you had in it.
Oh, how beautifully said. And it's a difficult question to ask, but I wanted to kind of understand, how you use opportunities like this to build those resources around you. And it's so wonderful to hear that from you. And I just love doing this with you.
I
so
love
much
doing
fun.
it with you too, Sam.
They were like, Cyril's going to be your co-host. I'm like, fantastic. I was like so happy. And there's just so many people out here today. There
Always.
are thousands of people lining the streets and thousands of people in the parade, which really speaks to Ottawa and to how important this day is for everyone here in the Pride community.
Yes, the support is always there. It's always present. It takes different forms, but it's important that we have this banner under which we can all gather, and that there have been, multiple marches throughout the weekend, right? This is just the Capital Pride Parade, but there has also been the Trans March. There was also the Dyke March. These different organizations to know that, we are here we have different ways of expressing ourselves, of making sure that we are able to show up as we need to for our brothers and sisters and siblings in Pride.
Beautifully said. And I know your outfit has a lot of meaning, as it always does. You look absolutely beautiful. Tell me a little bit about your outfit today.
Yeah, well, you know, it's very important that the trans community, I think, are put to the front so often. And so today I wanted to make sure that I dressed in the colors of the trans flag. Yes. So we've got a little white, pink, and blue throughout the outfit. This little lapel pin made by a local artist with the trans flag colors. Yeah. Because they're just our trans community who are most under attack, who are currently being scapegoated in so many different conversations, you know, sort of made the targets of a culture war even sometimes, despite being such a small percentage of the community. But when you are a small group, that is when you are a vulnerable group, especially if the attack against you comes from a larger group. And so it's important that everybody who marches in the parade today, who is in the sidelines, who watches this broadcast, who considers themselves an ally, stands up for the T in 2S LGBT as well, because it is our trans sisters and brothers and siblings who are so often the most vulnerable and the most needing of our protection.
Yeah, so important, and I'm so glad we shared the meaning behind it, because I think there's people that may not understand how much effort and how much that you put into what you wear. It's not
the thought,
well,
the conceptualization.
The thought, but I think there's just such a beautiful way that you present yourself that also has deep meaning.
Oh, thank you. And that's not even talking about the budget.
Well,
don't tell my wife about that.
No. We won't talk about that at all. But we see so many people out here today, and we know that, of course, Microsoft is here today as well. Kinaxis is here, some really big companies. And Heather's here today. Who does she have standing by?
Hi, hello, sorry. I'm here with Nix, who was just telling me why their name is important to them. Nix, why is your name important to you?
Because I chose it.
And that is very important as well, because it's a part of your identity, right?
Yeah.
And why is Pride important to you, Nix?
Because of all the years I spent in the closet and ashamed of myself, now I get to have fun and be myself without fear of people judging me.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you have a strong community of people around you to help support you through that.
I do, yeah.
And what is the best part about being yourself right now?
I'm so much happier than I ever was, really.
And that is the most important thing, especially when we are celebrating what it is to be ourselves at Pride. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you so much. Really important. And do you think, Cinder, I have to ask you this question, Cyril, is this Pride Parade and this week of Pride, does it sometimes inspire someone, in that phrase, coming out of the closet? Does it sometimes say, you know what, now's the time, I want to sit down with my family, I want to express who I really am so I can authentically live who I am? Does that happen during this week?
Absolutely. I think of a conversation I had with a trans woman one time who was not local to the Ottawa area initially and then moved here, and said how impactful it was to just see other transgender women living their lives in Ottawa, and that was the first time for her that it was like, oh, I can do this. Like, this doesn't have to be something that I am just choking on, like a shard of glass in my throat my entire life. Wow. I can be myself. I can live as I want to here. And so seeing all of these different people showing up as their authentic selves can absolutely be inspiring to someone to say, hey, if you can do it, I can do it too. And I know for even myself, like, I kind of struggled to put my finger on my own sexuality or gender identity into my 20s. And it was that experience of seeing other queer people, and again, like, seeing that little bit of extra reflection of themselves and myself in their eyes of like, oh, that's the thing. Right. That's the thing. And it's hard to be what you cannot see. And so when you come out to the parade and you get to see all these different kinds of people, you start to have that opportunity to be like, oh, that's who I am. And I want to live more like that. And so I hope that the parade is inspiring people to come out. And, coming out is only one part of a queer person's story. It's only one chapter, and I'm excited for all of the other chapters that come for after that for people too.
Beautifully said. And we're seeing so many people here today. I saw a couple people just walk by, and their shirt said, Mom hugs and Dad hugs. Every single year, that gets me emotional when I see that, because those people are here because they know not everyone has an accepting family at home.
No. We all have chosen family as queer people. We have those people who rally around us and who we choose to be a part of our community, but we don't always get to have our blood family, our biological family, our family of origin as part of that chosen family. Because, even in 2025, family and parents are not always supportive. And I'm someone who's extremely grateful to have had very supportive parents, to have their support, to have their love, have them in attendance at my wedding. But that is not something that everybody in this community gets to enjoy. And so knowing that the problem does not lie within them. It's not that they are wrong and therefore their parents needed to reject them, but that there is love in this community, that there are people who support them, who want to help them, close up that wound and form that scar and move on and create wonderful, beautiful relationships in the rest of their life, that they are not alone.
Beautifully said. Heather, I know you're not alone. Heather Williams from CHEZ 106. Who are you hanging out with?
Oh, I'm never alone here at the Pride Parade when there's so many wonderful people out here celebrating what it means to be proud, to be comfortable in their skin. And I want to ask you, you look gorgeous. Look at this. Look at this makeup. What does Pride mean to you?
It just means being able to like fit in with people like me and be able to just be proud and happy and not feel like people are constantly judging everything. My high school was not super inclusive, to the point where a lot of my friends who were LGBT ended up getting homeschooled because there was just no support. And so moving to Ottawa and actually having a lot of support from everything has been really, really great.
Why does representation matter?
It's just nice seeing people like me, not feeling like I'm different or weird. There wasn't a crazy amount of representation growing up, so this has just been, I don't feel like the odd person out anymore.
Because we're all odd people here, and we're all together. we let our flag fly proudly here at Capital Pride. Thank you, Sam.
And we are so happy to be here at Capital Pride 2025. I'm here with Cyril Cinder, and there's just so much happening today.
Yes.
And all week long, of course, to celebrate Pride. We know that there are many, many floats in this parade. I'm guessing close to 200 from my estimation.
List here.
There's a lot, and people have come out today, and they have spared no expense on their outfits and what they're wearing today, and on the floats. It's great to see so many people here today celebrating. Give me a sense of the planning that goes into this. I know you've got a sense, but I mean, it takes months and months to plan a day like today.
The logistics are incredible to get all of these organizations together, to get all these performers, these artists, these marchers, the marshals, the security, the permits from the city.
Right.
What is required to get those permits. It is such an involved and complicated process. And, it's so incredible to see all that effort come together in such a wonderful and fabulous event, which again, Pride started as a protest. It is used to advocate for human rights, for causes that are important to the community, and that is a legacy that should not and can never be forgotten.
Absolutely, beautifully said as always. And Heather is here. She is flying a Pride flag beautifully today. Hello, Heather. Who are you chatting with now?
Well, I am just going to be enjoying the rest of this parade with everybody who is out here to celebrate love, community, and representation. That certainly matters because this is one of the most important events to happen all year because we all get to come together and we all get to celebrate that love is love. And as a proud ally, I am proud to be here at Capital Pride this year.
Oh, that's wonderful. What a great job Heather's done for us, chatting with so many people on the street.
Very fun.
Yeah, it's been great to have you here, Heather, and you've done a great job. We only have a couple minutes left, but we know the parade will continue to go on and live in our hearts all year long until next year.
Yes.
And any closing thoughts as to why today is such an important day?
Again, this is the time for the community to come together, to stand up for what we believe in, what we feel is important, our priorities, our values, our rights, which, again, if we take them for granted, if we fail to advocate for them, can be taken away from us, and we see that happening all around the world and also at home. So we need to make sure that happens. People are going to stand up for what they believe in, and come join us in the party. Love yourself, be authentically you, and if you're not too busy, come join us at the main stage after the parade and check out some fabulous performances, musicians, DJs, drag. We're going to be turning it all out on that main stage.
Yeah, it's wonderful, and it's such an honor to be part here today of this parade as an ally. I'm Sam Laprade, and once again, thanks to all of the crew today that have had this opportunity today to be right here in the heart of Ottawa and really celebrating everybody that's part of the Pride community and those organizations that have showed up today, and not only show up today, but show up 365 days of the year for people in the Pride community, and knowing that the LGBTQ community feels supported. I'm hoping today lives in the hearts and minds of people throughout the year as we have an opportunity to start planning for 2026, if you can believe it, but have the opportunity to know that love is love. And we have an opportunity to go to Heather one last time. Heather, over to you.
Well, it's hard not to feel the love when there is just so many people out here being loud, being proud, being comfortable in their skin, and being able to represent themselves honestly as truly who they are meant to be and who they are. This is what I love about Pride, and I am so fortunate to be able to cover it with you both today as well. Thank you for including me. And an awesome, fun, beautiful day in the middle and the heart of the city.
Absolutely, beautifully said. And once again, thanks to all the crew and all the volunteers today helping out to make sure Capital Pride 2025 is the best yet. And we know that in the heart of the city, this will live on for many, many years. And we know people have joined us for the first time for this parade, and we know people have been coming for years and years. And I hope every single person has enjoyed Capital Pride 2025. Thanks so much to Cyril Cinder for joining me today. Heather Williams, of course, I'm Sam Laprade, and love is love. Thank you so much, Ottawa.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.